that's the intro to my speech. My name is Steve Korn. I want to talk a little bit about my Harley Davidson motorcycle. Now I chose my jacket because when I was about 14 years old for Christmas, I got a Harley Davidson jacket. Of course, I didn't have a Harley Davidson at the time, but I got that jacket for Christmas and it was real expensive, and I remember it was super nice, and I loved it. I thought it was the greatest thing ever. Long story short, a few years down the road, someone stole it from me. But I've always had a love for Harley Davidson motorcycles. I've always had a love for the sound they make ever since I was a little kid. I remember seeing them drive down the highway. I remember the sound of the engine, the roar, the freedom of the rider just gliding through the air, through the wind, the breeze in his face. How awesome that just looked and captivated me and made me just really fall in love with motorcycles, especially the loud ones like the Harley Davidson. So my whole life I've always wanted a motorcycle. The first motorcycle I ever rode, I was probably 13, and it was a dirt bike, and it was my buddies, and I remember, trying to learn how to do the gears and pop the clutch and everything, and it was a little bit tricky. It was a little bit harder than anything I'd ever done before, anything I'd ever driven. It's the first thing I learned how to ride that had a manual transmission type before I even learned how to do a car. So I've always had this love for just the freedom of riding and everything like that. But over the years, I've had a few motorcycles. I've had a few problems learning and adapting to riding, because anybody who's ever owned a motorcycle and ridden for a long time will tell you that everybody has laid their bike down at least once or twice in their life. So far, thank God I haven't laid this one down, but I have laid all my others down many times. And it's just, you got to learn how to be safe and be cautious, because you never know when that's going to happen. A couple of the things that I always make sure that I do when I ride is I always wear my boots, my good trusty boots, and I always wear a helmet, because that will protect your noggin. And I always wear my gloves. These have little paddings in the heel, because I know when you fall on the ground, you can hit some pretty hard asphalt or concrete and skin your hands up. So the padding in there is supposed to kind of help prevent that. But there's no real way to prevent any accident necessarily if it's going to happen. So you just always got to drive extra safe and defensive, and make sure that you're watching all the cars around you, because they may not be watching you. So I mean, just saying that, there's always, every single day I go out on my motorcycle, a little bit of a fear of, especially on the highway, of hitting a pothole, a rock, or a log, or another car doesn't see you. And of course, there's always that fear of getting in an accident. So, you just want to make sure you stay on the safe roads and stuff like that. Be safe always. Do every precaution you can. So anyway, just to recap, I've always loved motorcycles. My dad got one, I don't know, 8 years ago or so, 8 years ago. Ever since then, we used to ride our bicycles together when I was younger, but ever since then I've been wanting to get a motorcycle so I could go riding with my dad, because moments like that, you never know when you'll lose them forever. So I wanted to make sure I captured that moment, as well as something fun for my kids. They enjoy riding on the back, so that's something great I can do for them. So anyway, I just really wanted to talk about my motorcycle, because I just got this about 3 weeks ago. Very proud, very nice, expensive motorcycle. My wife okayed it and allowed me to do it. So I really do love it. I enjoy it. It's passion. It's a way of life. It's just something that we do and enjoy. And praise God for everything that He's been allowed, giving me to experience and enjoy. I'm blessed. Thank you.